What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the other day, Dr. Disrespect went ahead and put out a tweet basically completely roasting Activision in every way, shape, and form. Honestly, I thought it was pretty funny. And at the same time, it's not completely true. I do find some faults in Dr. Disrespect's post here. But the overall idea, the overall concept still stands. And I really think, it should be done across the board. We need to call out Activision for how they handle this franchise and just how they handle the business in general. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, before we go ahead and dive deep, if guys are interested in more content just like this, don't forget to go ahead and subscribe and hit that bell. We post daily here at 8 in the morning Eastern Time, mostly Modern Warfare 3, but of course, when X-Defiant drops, we're going to post a ton of content about that game as well. And last but not least, if you guys are interested in any of my live streams, I will be live tomorrow over on Kick. We are going to be playing some Modern Warfare 3, so if you guys do have this game still installed and you're looking for a squad, by all means, hop into the stream, chat it up. You can get my friend code, and you can hop right in if you see an open spot. That stream usually goes live around 1 to 2 p.m. Eastern Time, and we got a link to that channel down in the description of this video. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, if you guys, don't really stay in touch when it comes to Call of Duty, which I don't blame you. I know a lot of people are bouncing out of the Call of Duty scene and getting tired of it. Skill-based matchmaking is tiresome, exhausting, so on and so forth. I get why people won't hop into the game, but if you've been watching other content creators or you do go ahead and play Modern Warfare 3, you know that these past recent events have been heavily catered towards the 420 weed side. You know what I'm saying? Every single one of them. And it's not really anything new here, right? Call of Duty has always had bits and pieces, of weed stuff in their games, whether it's camos, putting Snoop Dogg in the title, so on and so forth. But this time around, they really went all out. I mean, these events have been all around 420. They're basically treating it like it's a holiday, like a real holiday, and not something that we've been making up for ages now throughout our whole lives. They're treating it like it's the real deal. So, it is what it is. I don't really care. But I just think it's hilarious that we're actually getting just a full season. It almost seems like half this season is literally catered around 420. It's kind of funny if you think about it. Between the map grow house, all the camos, all the events that you can get, a bunch of new operators that are made around that type of stuff, Snoop Dogg, Cheech and Chong, all of this type of stuff. And, it is what it is. I just think it's funny that they're putting so much focus on it. But Dr. Disrespect put out a really good post that kind of put, into perspective how Activision works here. As you can see over on Twitter, Activision pushing water bongs, marijuana, get high levels, drugs, and $100 camos on gamers. But they removed Nick Merck's skin for him saying leave the kids alone. Activision is ran by a bunch of idiots, biggest suit and tie phonies in the industry. And for anybody who doesn't know what he's talking about, when he says get high level, I'll go ahead and post it up here. This video clip is taken from Charlie Intel over on Twitter, just so you guys know who it came from. I didn't get to personally play it because it was a very limited time event. I think they literally only had it for like 4 hours. And then they took it down. So, yeah, and it was later in the night, too, so it was no chance I was hopping back on this game. As you guys know, when it comes to me playing Call of Duty, it's mostly only on stream. I don't really play too much of the game when, it comes to off stream. So, yeah, I didn't even bother giving it a go. But as you can see, this is what they added into the game. Sledgehammer Games putting some work. And it's pretty cool. It's not bad. I think it looks awesome. It looks dope. It seems like a fun concept. I just wish they left it in the game a bit longer, or even had it as a permanent addition into private match or something of that sort, so you can play it with friends more often. Just as something that's a little bit of a gimmick, I think it's pretty interesting. I think, honestly, this is my opinion, I think they will at some point down the road add it back into the experience. I don't think it's just going to be a one-time limited mode. But this is all besides the point. That's the level. This is the whole season. Over half the season is revolved around, marijuana and drugs and stuff of that sort, which again, it is what it is. It's always been in Call of Duty. This is where the BS comes in. Activision always tries to be better than everyone else, right? They always try to parent the community. Even though this game is a rated M, and this stuff is perfectly welcome in a rated M game. I'm not saying it shouldn't be in this game whatsoever. I'm not making that statement at all. But even in a rated M game, they always feel like they have to parent us and watch over us and make sure everything is straight. Like with skill-based matchmaking, they need to make sure all the experiences are fine-tuned. They have to make sure everybody has a equal, well-balanced game instead of just making it, prioritize ping and just throwing us into the mix, and what we get is what we get. They always have to fine-tune it. And same thing when it comes to, the voice chatter. God forbid you turn your mic on and you say anything within that mic. They will misinterpret that crap and ban you. Straight up. It's absolutely absurd. But then they will openly go ahead and produce a whole season that is dedicated to weed and 420. Doesn't that seem a bit backwards? And then when it comes to the statement that Dr. Disrespect made, talking about Nick Merckx getting his skin removed, all Nick Merckx said is that he wants to go ahead and teach his kids about this stuff, not have school teach, his kids about it. That's it. That's literally it. And Activision took so much focus to this that they removed his skin, that they introduced into the store. They removed it because that's what he said. Okay? I want you to keep that in mind. They care so much about the kids, and they know there's kids playing this game, but they don't care that they're going to go ahead and advertise and shove all of these drugs down their throats. Again, I'm not saying any of this stuff is bad. I'm not saying, this stuff shouldn't be in the game. But if they care that much, then yes, they know that a big demographic that, plays their game is children, young people, right? It's just how it is. And if they care that much, then they would definitely hyper-focus, making sure the experience is clean overall. But that's not how Activision works. Activision picks and chooses what situations they want to hyper-focus on. And it's so freaking scummy. It really is. Look, Activision, if you want to go ahead and, basically throw all of this stuff into the game and make a whole season about this, that's fine. That's great. But at the same time, don't go ahead and monitor everybody's voice chats and make sure everybody's babied and you have to babysit the whole community. Don't treat your community that's playing a rated M game like a bunch of kids. If you didn't do that, then nobody would have any backlash to this event. Nobody would care. They would just look at the event and say, okay, cool, whatever. If you enjoy it, you enjoy it. And if you don't enjoy it, you just move on and keep playing the game. The only reason it's bringing any attention is that literally you baby the community and make everybody think that you're making these games for children. That's what everybody thinks nowadays. Call of Duty is no longer, a grown-ups game, right? Where when you were a kid, you felt like you're, when you were playing a rated M game, it felt like you weren't supposed to, right? Nowadays, a kid hops on Call of Duty and it's just another day. It's nothing different about it because they literally cater so much to a younger demographic. They're trying to find the middle ground to making sure the game is rated M for adults, but at the same time allowing kids to get easier access into the title without their parents giving them so much backlash. That's the middle ground they're trying to find. But, like I said, if you want to add this stuff into the game, you can't treat your community like children, okay? I understand, especially when it comes to the voice chatter, people being, racist and saying some really bad things. And, there's also some people doing some, I don't want to mention any, really, 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 really bad things. But you guys probably already know what I'm talking about. A lot of stuff goes on in the internet. And yeah, sometimes having some, voice chats monitored might be a good thing. But at the end of the day, they take it above and beyond. You have to understand, this is the internet. You can't protect anybody from anything, okay? If people say stuff, they say stuff. And yeah, it sucks. It's horrible in my personal opinion. It really is. But if you can't find a way to put in, a voice monitoring system without it being completely busted and, breaking every 5 seconds and falsely, voice chat banning people for absolutely no reason, if you can't find it in between, then just remove it. Because again, this is the internet. To block out people like that who are extraordinarily toxic is nearly impossible, and people know this going into the internet. People hop on knowing that it's basically the wild, wild west sometimes when you hop into an online game. It just is what it is, and if you can't handle that, you can turn off voice chat, you can not play online and play single-player games, you could just avoid the internet altogether. I'd much rather opt into that than have an overly strict voice monitoring system that is making sure that everybody's being as clean as possible to make sure everybody is safe as possible. I'd much rather it be switched around, especially if this is how they're treating their game. But guys, go down in the comment section and let me know your opinions down below. Do you enjoy these type of events or do you hate them? Personally, like I said, I think they're pretty fun. I enjoy them, and I don't see anything wrong with them expanding on 420. I think it's kind of funny, and again, it just adds a little bit more spice to the month of April, for in-game content to keep the game alive and keep people coming back for more new interesting stuff. And there's nothing wrong with that, in my opinion. My problem is that they are full-on blasting this stuff while at the same time trying to cater their game for children. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so backwards. You can't do that. You either, just calm down and let the game be for adults again and stop over-monitoring everybody, or, you just don't have events like this and let the kids fly on in. You gotta pick your poison. You gotta make up your mind on which one you want to do. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, as always, if you enjoyed today's video, leave a like. If you hated it, leave a dislike. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. I post daily here at 8 in the morning Eastern Time. And of course, if you're interested in any of my live streams, I do that on Kick pretty much daily. You can find a link to that channel down in the description of this video, and that stream goes live around 1 to 2 p.m. Eastern Time. As always, thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you all on the next one. Peace out.